White carpet in my Scarface house. No undergarments on my Scarface spouse. My idea to twist a reefer and delivering that dope to the front door. Like a pizza carrying her own weight financially. She don't need me. She just in love with a real nigga. Continuously weeded at my undisclosed location. My gross space is reading up open.
What's up, Casey? You spelled my name correctly. Oh my goodness. I'm so not used to that. How you doing? What's been going on with you? How was your day?
These niggas are borrowing your style like you wasn't about to do nothing with it. That's why I'm only kicking with real niggas like that. I'm killing it. And people that ain't got the name, they was probably getting high with me. If you don't know where to put it at, then don't ride with it. They'll try to lose you in the system for some weed in my city. And the hub ain't no love.
Gang, gang. Hey, everybody. You ready? Yes, we all need an outlet. And I'm happy I can make your day. I'm happy y'all enjoy my lives, my foolishness and tomfoolery. But tonight, I wanted this live to be a little bit more productive because I was just thinking, right? I forgot what actually triggered the thought, but I was like, it's a lot of struggle love going on. And I thought it would be interesting to break that energy signature down from an astrological standpoint. And these, like, basically the segment is going to include a variety of different, I'm going to focus on the women this time around. And a lot of these women, I have actually done birth chart readings on them, separately. So Tammy Rivera, I did a reading on Keisha KR. But nonetheless, I kind of want to revisit their birth charts to specifically look for certain components and contributing factors that could support why are these hoes so fucking, like, why do they love struggle love? Why are they embracing and accepting and participating in this struggle love culture? Now, we can do a separate segment for the men, right? Of course, obviously. But I wanted to start somewhere. So let's start with the ladies. So many divorces. Who got divorced? And y'all make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in, okay? And those of y'all who just joined the live, I'm going to be doing the astrological breakdown of basically the energy signatures behind struggle love. Marilyn. Oh, I see. I see. People being quarantined with one another. And that actually it begs the question, do people even really know who the fuck they with? Or is it a thing to where it's like maybe too much of a good thing, takes a sharp left turn? Because I mean, you could even look at the same thing with children. It's folks, myself included, being quarantined with your kid 24/7 is it enough to make you want to jump off of a roof. So I can't even, imagine dealing with people that you're not, obligated to. Not in the same extent. I missed you too, baby. Cosmic Brad. Tay, how you doing? My girlfriends have broken up with their boyfriends too. Yes, lots of breakups. Wow. I didn't even really consider that perspective or like that impact coming from quarantine. Like, damn. Well, Ray J and Princess getting a divorce I mean, that's about as surprising as waking up and seeing the sun in the sky, and that the sky is blue and the grass is green and water is wet. I did a reading on them too, by the way. So if you haven't, go check that out. But ain't nobody studying them. Hi, Tamara. How you doing, baby? Yeah. T.I. Wait, are you saying T.I. and Tiny about to get a divorce? Is that what you're saying? Because if so, I am perplexed. The birth rate is going to be high too. A lot of couples been smashing because it ain't nothing else to see. That's why I wish I had a man right now in quarantine. Because man, listen, be at home doing that damage. Oh yeah, definitely struggle of. I'm gonna actually start with Tiny, and I recently discovered the functionality for screen sharing. So lucky for y'all ain't gotta watch this damn live sign the whole motherfucking live. We can get a little bit more interactive and kick the shit like that so y'all can see the chart for yourselves. Um so for those of y'all who are just entering the chat, y'all make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button on your way in. You know what I mean? Oh, cancers is all about that struggle love life. Cancer is a cancer gonna ride with you till the wheels fall off, honey. They are the epitome of struggle love. They gonna struggle to the bitter end. Hi, Scorpio forever. Oh, Lilith. My girl Lilith didn't enter the chat. Yeah, a lot of people want to get divorced. Yeah. That is crazy though. I swear I never really considered that. But I guess that makes sense though. I suppose. And then you gotta ask yourself too, like, marriage, like what is its significance and what is its value in Western society? How many of y'all believe in marriage? And I want to know why. Glad I let my cancer go. I don't need him clinging to me, trying to give me. I'm trying to tell you. I'm glad you let him go too. Chief Keef, a perfect example of that cancer struggle level. He's a cancer. Chief Keef is a cancer. Wow. Hey, Blanks. That is crazy. He gave me a little mental, not even a mental health. He just seemed a little slow. Chief Keef seemed a little like he a few French fries short of a happy man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he has some prominent cancer placements. Marriage should be a spiritual contract, not a piece of paper. Interesting. I actually kind of agree with. I actually definitely agree with that. I don't believe in the quote unquote sanctity of marriage, as a lot of either religious or indoctrinated people do. You know what I'm saying? Because typically you find marriage and religion kind of go hand in hand, specifically marriage and Christianity, because a lot of people wouldn't even defending. I mean, you have every right to. This ain't even, we ain't finna even go all up in that. I can't tell folks how to believe or what to believe, but typically when people do defend or say they want to get married, it's based off of like the Bible, and they tie it back to the rib and the bone, and my flesh, your flesh, her flesh. We gotta be flesh is one in blood. So I'm just like, oh, okay. I believe in marriage if kids are involved, because I'm legally bound to my baby daddy. He needs to answer to me in every transaction and loan he makes. I'm legally obligated. Now that I can understand, as somebody with a kid myself, that's the only appeal of marriage, like the contractual, like the business side of it. I feel like, in my personal feelings, if you're gonna get married, it makes more sense for you to walk into it with like a business arrangement perspective. But that actually makes a lot of sense. All cheap keys for Leo. Okay, I agree. The whole piece of paper. That's why come on, life partner. Tamara says, I do believe in marriage because it's a lifelong commitment. Plus, if you fuck up, I'm taking half your money. I want that paper and the commitment and spiritual bond. But marriage doesn't necessarily equal commitment. I guess it's a commitment because, once again, once you enter like the legal territory, the legal, realm of it, maybe that takes a lot of commitment, maybe. But I mean, I understand what you're saying. I hear you. Okay. So he's a Leo sun with prominent Cancer placements. Gotcha. If you use Vedic, he's a Cancer. Okay. Well, we don't use Vedic in this chat. Corey Hardwick. Who's Corey Hardwick? That name sound familiar. Having sex was always a tie, connection, and solidified a marriage. You see why it's spiritual? Yeah, and that's why you can't be kunking any and everybody, too. I think marriage nowadays is forced because it's indoctrinated into us. Exactly. I even peep this. My daughter is a Cancer sun, and do y'all know this girl tells me every day, "Ma, I want to get married. Ma, I want a husband. Ma, I want a husband. Ma, why don't you have a husband?" Then she gonna ask me, "Ma, we were in the car the other day. Ma, when I get a husband, will you respect him?" Girl, if you don't get your hush, why am I talking to a damn 6-year-old about her future husband? Make it make sense. But once again, she's a Cancer, so I do believe in marriage, but you and your partner have to have a heavy spiritual connection. Vedic is bullshit, though. I mean, it serves its purpose, but I don't subscribe to it. Like, I don't like it. I don't prefer it. But I do feel like when people practice astrology, I've learned, and the way I was taught is you need to pick one. Like, pick a side. Like, we East Coast versus West Coast. So, are either you're Western tropical astrology gang, or you're Vedic astrology. Otherwise, it can get very confusing. In the way past, once you fuck somebody, you were married in the eyes of the Lord. I never knew how much my parents being apart affected me, so I'm only having kids if I'm married. Oh, wow. So you don't find the Vedic to be accurate. That's fair. Corey is Tia's husband. Okay, so what he do now? What did Corey Hardwick do? I just got out of a 2-year relationship with a Cancer, too clingy, and all about his family. I need my freedom. Come on, freedom. Because if freedom don't ring, I'm going to let the chopper sing. Or whatever Martin Luther King said. Vita actually has some interesting fact. I mean, that's why I'm not completely disregarding it. There is some value in it. It's a tool. It's a tool. It's a tool of divination. But to me, it doesn't really make sense. Like in 2020 to practice Vedic astrology, but that's a different video for a different day. We live in Western society, so Western astrology is more fitting, correct? Yeah, exactly. That's Kansas. And yes, and my baby is a girly girl. I'm like, where did you come from? Your daughter is on the Disney Princess program, like most women brainwashed to believe Prince Charming exists. But the gag is, though, I'm trying to figure out who doing the brainwashing, because when she looks at me in the way that I've raised her, and I actually was scared of the opposite. I was scared of kind of programming her to hate men, just because her watching me and a lot of the dysfunction that I have as it pertains to the men in my life. I don't fuck with her dad like that. I don't fuck with my dad like that. My stepfather like that. I don't fuck with my biological father like that. I don't really, me and my brother have a hot and cold relationship. I kind of really don't fuck with him like that. So I was kind of afraid that she would adopt a lot of these like anti-male points of view, which on one hand I'm actually not that mad about, but on the other hand I don't want to jade her experience of life and love and healthy interaction, um with the opposite sex, like based off of like my trauma and what the fuck I got going on. But it could be the, like you said, Disney TV. So I guess I'm gonna have to talk to her about that. I never that hard about marriage. I'm more of the, if it happens, it happens. If not, look, then oh well. Marriage trash, waste of money, travel instead of spending 35 on period. Just a social construct. Couples get complacent, men cheat, and that's on period. A lot of cancers I know, like, they really love that domestic life. Say it ain't Roto. We talking about marriage, the institution of marriage. When a guy talks about marriage, I get nervous and uncomfortable. Yeah, that's that Sag moon. That's that Sag moon. Not that I cheat, but I feel like my freedom would be stripped away, and that's fair. That's fair. A lot of Sagittarians don't really do well with, I mean, not to say obviously Sagittarius individuals or people with Sagittarius placements don't get married, but if they do, it has to be on their terms. Almost always. Cancers are emotionally draining for me personally. Yeah, I agree. Oh, Bina doing the live. She's doing a live video right now. Like, I just can't. Old girlfriend should be jaded by the time she's like 13 years old and realizes how color is staying self-hating black. Oh, yeah. How self-hating black. And listen, with these little boys running around with fathers like Lil Boosie and the niggas who agree with him, that's why I say, like, honestly, I'd rather have her more so on the, like, I hate men train, to be real, y'all. Like, I don't want it to be that extreme, and I really don't want to traumatize her based off of my experiences. But if I just had to choose, like, these niggas out here is making me nervous. They making me hella nervous to raise a daughter. Like, so I'd rather her, look at my mom and be like, yeah, my mom had issues with men, but those issues did not involve her running after no nigga, chasing after no nigga, wishing she was with a nigga, being a nigga doormat, running behind a nigga, staying with a nigga, enduring the struggle. Hence, this whole live stream about struggle love. So, I'd rather her see me on some, like, smoking my Newports on the front porch talking about, girl, fuck these motherfucking niggas. Maybe she could say my mama was bitter. Maybe you could say that, girl, but you can't say you saw your mama get dog. And dog walk, girl. Mama ain't raised no hoe now. I don't know where that came from. We ain't doing that. That's not the ticket. I want to get married, but I don't want to sleep in the same room as my partner. I need my, oh yes. My name is Blossom. That's, yeah. I second that. If I were to ever end up in either marriage or like a domestic partnership or whatever the fuck you want to call it, I would definitely want my own space. I want my own wing of the house. You have your own wing of the house. And we can meet up and we can be lovey-dovey and do whatever. And, you can blow my back out. And then we retreat to our respective wings of the house. And that's how I like it. Do you think millennials break the marriage traditions that were set by previous generations. I think we break a lot of the mold and a lot of um, traditions and standards upheld by previous generations. Hence that Pluto Scorpio generation. And once again, Pluto Sagittarius generation. Very transformative. Essentially the Pluto Scorpio generation was here to shake the fucking table, bitch. Shake the table. And then the Pluto Sagittarius generation kind of, comes behind and reaps all the benefits, right? Let's not go back into the black man shaming. Okay, you're right, Casey. And I listen. I'm working. I'm a work in progress. I am a work in progress, and I am self. What do you call it? Like I have enough self awareness to know that I may be on the bitter side, and that is not okay. So I'm working to heal that, especially with me having a platform. My astrology is genderless. Like I don't want to be that person and knowing that I have people who listen to my content or watch my content and you're a black man, you'd be like, bitch, what the fuck? So all right now you wild and can't see black men don't cheat. All right. I've been seeing a lot of black men agree exactly with the Boosie situation, making jokes. It makes you look at everybody with the side eye. It does. It does. And it makes you afraid. Well, me afraid for my child. My child got to go to school and coexist and cohabitat and pick a partner. Nick, I got to pick up. I don't have to, but ideally, I would have to pick a partner out of you niggas. That is crazy. And y'all over here co-signing this motherfucking shit. I feel like a lot of my personal experiences led me to not fuck with men, especially black men, because they're not held accountable and always protected. Yes, Tamara, and you're not wrong. Ain't nobody gonna jump on you. Ain't nobody gonna jump on you, girl. This is that's the crux of what I've been saying. Like that's basically the underlying point, or maybe it's the foundation of a lot of my resentment against black men. It really is. Smoking Newports on the porch bitter, okay? That was my future. More like wine flavored black and white. I ain't gonna lie. I don't smoke blacks no more, but I used to be the type every now and then, especially when you drunk already, you get you a little black, and niggas be like, I don't like bitches who smoke blacks. Man, that shit not sexy, bitch. I ain't trying to be sexy. I'm trying to get fucked up. Them shits will take you over the edge. You had you like a little drunky drink, and so you already buzzed, and then you hit like just a half of it. You know what I'm saying? That shit be hitting. Generation Z is even more radical than the millennials. Yeah. Well, in a lot of ways, I can see that. Yes. Why black women always got to be bitter? Because we're the most unprotected, unloved, and most hated species of human on planet Earth. You would be bitter too. And that's enough to make anybody bitter. I believe in marriage, but I also believe in divorce. Period. Who said that? They done called CPS on them good. I definitely believe my life partner or husband isn't black. You just gotta find them. Well, no, actually, don't find them. Let them find you, or put yourself in positions where you can find, or I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say. Because I do subscribe to the school of thought of like, if you want to, and this is recently, because I've kind of been like playing with the idea of like the whole hypergamy thing, because I watch Chrissy's channel sometimes, and it's like there is a strategy behind attracting a man, and that's kind of what has me evolving to a certain degree on a lot of my views. But whatever. Before we get too lost in the weeds, Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, and we're going to hop into this struggle love. Boosie raising potential cheaters, rapists, and women beaters. Mm-hmm. Transform sexual liberation. Uh-huh. Sagittarius shaking up religion, following them for, and yep, big facts. You're attracted to Latin or white guys, but not out of self-hate. I think it's because they're not enough. But you know what though? Black women should not be made to feel ashamed about liking or being attracted or dating outside of your race, because statistically speaking, black men do it more than we do. So that's what I'm talking about. Like every time, each and every one of y'all who done mentioned something about liking men outside your race had to preface it with a "don't jump on me," or I'm just saying this, and I'm not self-hating, but da, 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 da. Fuck all that. Do what the fuck you do, and go on about your business. Because the only reason we even feel the need to kind of preface that was because we know, like, society or the black community is harsher on black women when it comes to that, because we're supposed to be the unapologetic mules who take all the bullshit but turn around. Like, we're it's literally like on some Stockholm syndrome. Like, we're supposed to be taking it back to the struggle love. We're supposed to be appreciative and grateful for the opportunity to, stand so close in proximity to the black man, even though the nigga cheating and beating on you and raping you and having grown ass prostitutes suck up your children. Like, it's just like, no, no, no. So, yeah, there's that. So this will be a perfect little transition, because speaking of struggle love and that kind of toxic ass dynamic going on, I wanted to hop into Tiny's birth chart. So I'm pretty sure everybody is familiar with who Tiny is. Tiny Tamika Harris, T.I. Tip. You know how she talks, T.I. Tip. I did a reading on them a while back, but she is another person who really does embody a lot of that struggle love in many ways. Hold on, let me see your entire screen. Let's see. Let me pull it up. Okay, so let me know if y'all can see. Because it should. Yes, hit that like button. Let me know if y'all can see my screen though. But yeah, she is the perfect embodiment of that struggle love shit. And not for nothing, she's a Cancer. You see it? Oh damn, I already went back. Okay. Okay. And she's a Cancer sun. So Cancer women, as we already pointed out, are naturally more prone towards being domesticated, right? These are women who naturally are, they have an intrinsic duty to home life, right? Also, Cancer deals with bonds, like emotional bonds. So for this reason, it's very difficult for a lot of Cancer individuals, but women especially, to detach themselves or separate themselves from people, especially people with whom they've built memories with, and so on and so forth, right? Cancers can have a difficult time moving on from the past. So in Tiny's case, especially with her Cancer sun conjunct her Saturn at the 22nd degree, right? And although I'm not 100% sure as to how accurate this time of birth is, because it shows her time of birth here at 7:56 p.m., but we're just gonna ride with it, okay? So Sun conjunct Saturn in the seventh house of Cancer can produce a person who, you get with the partner, you kind of enmesh yourself in this marriage so much that it's difficult to stray. It's difficult to separate yourself. You know what I mean? I mean, that's codependency all day long, all day long. And then also, she is a Libra moon with her moon at that 11th degree. So, this could absolutely create a person who is not only just codependent, but a lot of Libra moons, I mean, they thrive off of partnership, right? Libra is the original sign of relationships. So, and these people can thrive off of cohabitating, whatever you want to call it, with partners. These are people who, can't really function alone like that. Let me see how it's being aspected. Yeah, and then she got the moon conjunct Pluto. Now that's where it brings in the dysfunction kind of comes into play, though, because it reinforces this theme of like codependency with that Pluto element, moon conjunct Pluto in Libra. But then it also increases the likelihood, or now you open the door for cheating, a lot of infidelity with that Pluto influence, right? And then also, what else is her moon doing? Oh, she also has her sun actually squaring her Chiron at the 28th degree of Aries. Now, I even interpret that as her possibly even being in an abusive relationship. I don't know. Does T.I. give y'all abusive teas or what? What y'all think? Tiny is so sweet and would be a good homegirl, but she's such a fucking fool when it comes to her cane. I hate seeing women who just want to be loved. Walked over by men, exactly. Couldn't be my black ass. Couldn't be my black ass either, Marilyn. And that's a good point, Blanks. A lot of Libras don't think for themselves as well. They are very, very dependent upon the influence of their partner. Absolutely. So Scorpio forever said, yes, he looks abusive. But this could even also deal with her having a partner who is just very selfish, incredibly selfish as well, which, I mean, that's not hard to imagine. You don't think it's physical abuse? Okay. It could have been her first baby daddy, yeah. But she does that sun in Cancer squaring her Chiron, once again at the 28th degree of Aries, can point towards a woman with a certain pathology that attracts abusive men or even egotistical men, barbaric men, which T.I. actually he checks off all of those standards. Like I said, maybe not the physical abuse, I don't think, but he's definitely, you could even look at that as emotional abuse too, though. "100% any man that talks about his daughter's genitals to the public is a misogynistic piece of shit." Come on, Moo Moo's mom. Maybe it's verbally abusive, mentally abusive at the least. Mentally and emotionally. Okay. Gotcha. So, and let me see what other indicators we can kind of pull from this. Oh, she has a little bit of Taurus kind of bleeding over into her fifth house, and that Taurus fifth house energy can create a person, in addition to her Mars being at the ninth degree of Taurus as well, for all intents and purposes, can create a person who attracts or who avoids change or doesn't like a lot of change in regards to their relationships, right? Even with Mars representing the man in a woman's chart, this is a woman who is attracted to stability, security, and of course, the stability could be financial stability. That's why she's always bragging about. I don't know if y'all saw the interview she did when she was like, yeah, he got me a bag. He did such and such, but at least he got me a bag. He got me this. What did yours get you? Like, bitch, are you saying that's okay? I'm a little confused. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, so that definitely contributes to a lot of that. Let me see how it's being aspected. Her Mars is actually, let's see, because according to this, she would actually be a Capricorn ascendant. So with her Mars trining her Capricorn ascendant at that ninth degree, she is very materialistic in a lot of ways. Now, I mean, on one hand, because the trine is a favorable aspect, that does deal with her being able to, like, I mean, really be a hustler. Like, that essentially is that aspect that points towards her ability to hustle and make money. You can even look at that as, her music career, right? With that Taurus influence. Her being able to, like, create her own brand, or even being able, how they got the family hustle theme. That fifth house deals with children. So with Taurus in the fifth house, her having that Mars in Taurus trying to her ascendant could even deal with her, making money with her kids or something like that. So that's good. But as it pertains to the struggle love component of it, like I said, it can definitely keep you very reliant on a man. Oh, her Mars is actually forming a quincunx to that Pluto, her Pluto. So effectively, that right there could even deal with where, because quincunx is an aspect that deals with entanglement. So that could even deal with where she kind of has to, where things can get kind of tricky and dicey with her trying to navigate her way through all of the infidelities and, taking money or being complacent or pacified with material items. Her using that to kind of overlook certain things and but also that Taurus Mars also deals with misogyny as well. I always say, and since we're talking, let's just talk men really briefly here. The misogynistic, or the top most misogynistic signs of the zodiac in terms of, like, men or whatnot, are Aries. So check that with her Chiron and Aries squaring her sun, right? Dealing with the husband. Taurus, check that. She's actually a Taurus Mars. But then also Leo, in addition to, I would say, even Capricorn. And some people would even argue Scorpio could be very misogynistic. It just depends. He talks to her like shit on camera. I imagine how he talks to her off screen. Yeah, that's right. T.I. is a tiny K. Not a tiny K, man. He is a little something, something. Your kid's father was a very emotionally and psychologically abusive. And you know what? That moon in Libra conjunct her Pluto, that Pluto deals with psychology all day long. So I could see that dealing with, like, somebody who has a very manipulative and psychologically abusive partner as well. That kind of would make sense. T.I. gives me Napoleon complex. Yes, he does. What aspects that point towards her plastic surgery? Well, you could look at that square from that Chiron to her sun as her getting surgery to her what, titties and whatnot. Let's see if we can. Let me see what else that Chiron is aspecting, because usually Chiron can even point towards where a person either receives some type of physical wound, or there's some type of, like, outside influence. So depending on how it's aspected, you kind of could see, like, certain physical, what's going on from, like, a physical or a health standpoint. And Aries does deal with the face. So that's facial surgery. But let me see what is aspecting. I mean, that Chiron is opposing her Uranus in the ninth house of Libra. So that could even deal with her getting or obtaining facial surgery in order to like keep up appearances, right? And that's another thing too. Her that whole like Libra stellium in the 11th house deals with Tiny being super aware of like the way like how she appears to other people. And like this could create number one a socialite or a social influencer, but also more so somebody who can be very self like insecure because these are people who can compare themselves to other people. You know, that 11th house deals with social media. So does Uranus. So I wouldn't be surprised if she scrolls social media all day looking at what people got to say. And it don't help everybody call her Miss Piggy. That don't help. So I'm pretty sure that adds to another layer of like insecurity. But once again, that Uranus in Libra opposing that Chiron and Aries, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that dealt with her, you know, getting these whatever the fuck she got done to her face from like a standpoint of insecurity. And also with Chiron at the 28th degree, that number 28 is still technically considered to be the anaretic degree, which can produce a lot of insecurity problems, insecurity issues. She also has Uranus at the 28th degree. So, oh, Lord, I need some water. I know she fucked BC ass up. Not running from live to live. Yeah, she got her eyes done, but the eyes, that's a part of the face though. Surgery to her face. She keep fucking with her face. T.I. does apologize with gifts all the time and she falls for it. I remember after that cheating scandal, yeah, he brought her. Exactly. Exactly. That's true. They're gonna say I be cheating. Well, at least you honest. Shit. And let me see. Is there anything else that would be that could possibly contribute to this struggle love behavior? Oh, duh. She got Leo in the 7th house. So check off another mark. Remember, with Leo being another sign of misogyny. But it could also even just deal with her being the type to just really like I noticed a lot of women, depending on where that Leo influence is placed, you know, so obviously the 7th house of partnerships and marriage, you know, a person who really does value like marriage. And that's so funny because y'all, somebody just in the chat just said her cane, you know, she letting her cane embarrass her. A woman with Leo in the 7th house is the epitome of a woman who wants a cane, right? She also wants to be treated like a queen, but she still wants a cane. And they can attract men who are very pompous, egotistical, but also men who could be very well to do, men with lots of money, that type of thing. Or even to where children play a very important role, a very pivotal role in the relationship, which once again that would definitely apply. That would definitely apply. The family hustle. That could also be inferred from that Sun conjunct Saturn in Cancer. The family hustle. Saturn dealing with business, work. Her going into work. You know, them developing this like, oh, all of us, the whole family getting to the money. And not for nothing, Cancer is one of those signs that's very like self-preservation based. You know, to where it's like I doubt Tiny is anywhere near broke, but this hustle mentality could come from Number one, like materialism. And I think Cancer is another one of those signs that deals with gold digging, but Cancer is also always and constantly worried about security. You know what I'm saying? So, there's that. There's that. Then she also got Gemini in the fifth house as well. That deals with her uh being a swinger, her having them threesomes with Ti, her eating a little bit of that cats, eating a little bit of that kitty cats. I actually thought Tiny was cute, and it's sad how people are. I hate seeing women being insecure. Yeah. Tiny stuffed her little body full. You are crazy. at least, at least got me screaming. Not stuffing her little body full of silicone. Sad, sad, sad for a trash man. T.I. acts like he doesn't like her. You know, with, let me see, what aspect is this? Her sun is also squaring her Jupiter. That Jupiter at the 23rd degree of Aries conjunct Chiron. He could resent her because he could feel like she's taking away his freedom. This could deal with having a husband who is very much like hell bent on, expressing his desires. And I mean, even with that Jupiter conjunct Chiron, that's like hypersexuality. So, like, the best way he can really express himself in his own, independence is like fucking other bitches. T.I. is, yes, the kind. And then she also got Virgo in the eighth house. Her Venus at the third degree of Virgo in the eighth house. That could deal with the person who feels like they have to fix other people. You know what I mean? Especially in the eighth house. To the point where it's extremely toxic, extremely codependent, right? So maybe she thinks she can help him. Maybe she thinks he's fixable. I feel like he isn't there enough for that son to be named King. I'm an 11th house stellium with Libra. 11th, I give so many fucks about what people think of me, constantly compare. Yeah, yeah, I understand. Leon the 7th, but ain't nothing in it. So I ain't got shit for his ass but this pussy. You are crazy. Why is y'all so wild? Meow mix eaters. She had a threesome with Black China. I believe it. Nothing wrong. Let's not judge here. Look, well, I don't like eating coon, but I like women. I like titties. Mm-hmm. But for all of my coon eaters, ain't nothing wrong with licking a little coon. I like to get my coochie licked, so somebody got to do it. I couldn't imagine Tiny eating kitties. Tiny look good. Actually, okay. Unpopular opinion. Tiny actually she looks better now. Like, depending on the angles, because yeah, depending on the angles, you could tell when she goes back to the doctor to get like another filler, another round of fillers, and then she ODs, and then that's when she started looking like Smokey Robinson. But when she, like, once all of her work kind of settles in and she just leaves good enough alone, I actually think she looks better than she did back in Escape. Because when she was back in Escape, she looked like a little weasel. She looked like a ferret. Eggplant only. Okay. Okay, eggplant. That's your preference. I know there's people with Gemini in the fifth, seventh, and eighth. Love dirty talk, talking during sex, swingers, but exactly. They can be very, they take a very casual and curious, type of like hands off approach to sex, right? They can be very flexible in their sexuality. At some point, she has to face reality. It's been centuries, and this man is still the same. Exactly. I used to think that about my Libra baby daddy, thinking I can help him and fix his brokenness. Nope, I failed. Well, I'm glad you realized that, though. Tiny looks like Miss Piggy. Why? Y'all kill me with the pig. And then they be having the memes and shit. That shit be so funny. But it's sad at the same time. But it's sad. So let's see what else. Yeah, and that Uranus is opposing her Chiron. Well, I think I mentioned that already. But that could also even just deal with her relationship, like just her naturally, there being like a lack of reciprocity within the relationship that further points towards like that imbalance there, right? The shit being kind of off kilter, like what the fuck is going on here? So that, um, Saturn, Cancer square Chiron. I wonder if she's experienced some issues in regards to like conceiving or something, or if she's ever had a miscarriage. Inquiring minds would like to know. And even her sun squaring Uranus could even point towards that level of dysfunction within the marriage. And then she got her Mars forming a quincunx to Neptune. Her Neptune at that ninth degree of Sagittarius in her 11th house. You could even look at that as T.I., Strand, or him kind of entangled with like different bitches. And particularly with that Neptune in the 11th house of Sagittarius, that gives me like him fucking bitches within their social circle vibes. Or maybe even her. Well, but I mean, I guess that's already been confirmed that they both kind of do that. Fascinating. It also makes me wonder about like if that aspect could point towards her doing drugs too. Let me see. Oh, would that be from something else? Perhaps, maybe. I don't know, but I'm also feeling like Tiny could have also got some money in an illegitimate way with that Mars and quincunx to that Neptune in the 11th house, and then she got Pisces in the second house. So I'm like, I don't know. Okay, but so that was the first one. That was our first contestant. Okay. Oh, she actually had a. Oh, she did. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Wow. Okay. Well, astrology strikes again. Is there a particular website you use to tell you what the aspects mean? I be trying to Google it. I don't really use a website to explain what the aspects mean, but there are a couple of books which I'm gonna post in the chat. Give me a second. I mean, even if you're just Googling, at different aspects. Let me see. Because I haven't Googled aspects in a minute. Uh, let's see. Astrology aspects. Oh, okay. So I do have a book here. Actually, it's called Aspects in Astrology by Sue Tompkins, and I really like it. It's one of the books that I've been reading, and it definitely helped me in learning astrology and understanding, the different combination of aspects and how they can play out and all that good stuff. All that good stuff. Aspects in astrology. Let's write that down. Put it on the community board. Gotcha. Will do. Lilith squaring Lilith in synastry. That could typically deal with where, well, because it means different things depending on gender. Like, because Lilith for a man, for the most part, his Lilith, Black Moon Lilith sign could point towards a woman that he covets, but it comes out as like hate, or like a woman that kind of is like repels him in some type of way. It's like a woman that, for example, a man with his like Black Moon Lilith in Sagittarius, right? Like, this is a man who himself might embody certain qualities like being untamable and just the thought of his prime supreme, but he cannot emotionally stand. It's almost like, what do you call it? Your Achilles heel, like a woman being like that. Like a woman who embodied a lot of those qualities would probably, on the outside, he probably would be so disgusted. He probably couldn't deal with a woman like that. But that's because subconsciously, right, throughout the psychology of it all, his shadow side actually resonates with that, and that shit is attractive, if that makes sense. So it just depends. Like two people's Black Moon Lilith squaring one another would just depend on like what sign and what else is going on. And the meaning, like I said, does differ based on gender too, or it can play out differently based on gender. But to be honest with y'all, I don't really like. I consider it in certain scenarios, like the whole Black Moon Lilith thing, but I kind of don't give that much of a fuck about it to have been like super well read in it. Like, I understand the concepts of it in certain manifestations, but the only way I really place that much stock, or like I'll go to a person's Black Moon Lilith, is if I'm doing something in regards to, I don't know, maybe like I want to see some type of sexual compatibility, or I want to get some clues about your sexuality. You know what I mean? How do you feel about Juno conjunct Lilith? I don't feel no type of way. I don't really have that much. I don't feel no type of way. I mean, because I know Juno is one of those asteroids that deals with the prevalent theme within your relationship. So once again, it would just depend. So like, for example, I think in Emily's chart, Emily B, Snaggletooth Emily B, I think she had her Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio, and that was conjunct her Juno, her asteroid Juno, if I'm not mistaken. And that was one of the quintessential indicators of her being in a relationship with a nigga who was abusive as fuck, a codependent ass relationship, a relationship that was definitely predicated upon a lot of like toxicity and whatever the fuck. Um, did I no? I mean, typically that Juno conjunct Black Moon Lilith could bring about a lot of like toxic qualities within a relationship, but it just would depend on the sign and what's going on. Oh, and in your natal chart, yeah. Sun trine. Well, two people having their suns trined one another in synastry could definitely be good for sex. Let me see how many. All right. So let's go ahead and Sun trine Saturn and synastry. The Saturn person could definitely be more of a parental figure to the Sun person, or the more mature person in the relationship. Okay, so let's move on to the second person, to tonight's second contender in the whole struggle love edition. Okay. Which would be Shantae. So Shantae is Snoop Dogg's wife. I don't know. Well, of course, everybody is pretty much familiar with Snoop Dogg, but I wanted to jump into her chart really quick. So let me get her information, because I just think it's very interesting that you got a whole husband that you've been with since the 90s, and that nigga that cheated on you 11 times. Every time you look up, Selena Powell putting him on blast for something, right? But you still with him. And then she even made like a joke on Mother's Day, alluding to the fact where it's like, oh, well, y'all don't take love advice from me. I done went back to the same nigga 88 times. Like, yeah, bitch, we know that's the problem. And he one of those main niggas who be like, you just gotta be loyal. You just gotta be loyal. Bitch, I ain't gotta be loyal to a motherfucking thing. You got me fucked up. Let's say, I think she was born in California too, though. Let's see. Give me just a second, and I'm going to share my screen. It's in Sag, so basically, I'm a fuck nigga magnet. Not a fuck nigga magnet. I mean, yeah, you could definitely attract. Yeah. My Black Moon Lilith is in Capricorn, my fourth house of Capricorn. And it's square my ascendant, so I can be a bitch. I know it may be hard to believe because I'm so sweet. Child, his wife has dealt with so many women. Yeah, she has dealt with so many women, and it's sad because I'm confused why she's still with him. Okay, well, let me go ahead and share this. Share screen. Yeah, yeah. All right, so boom. I put her name is Shanae, but it's definitely whatever the fuck her name is, Shantae. But never mind that. That's not what's important. Snoop Dogg has cheated. Yes, he has cheated on her so many times. Yes. Okay, so Shantae. Okay, something very interesting that I noticed in her chart. So she's a Scorpio sun with her sun at the 6th degree. Um, Kind of, it's not surprising that she attracts men who cheat on her, but whatever. Her sun is actually squaring her nose. First of all, let's just get into this. Sis is a whole Leo South node. So once again, we're checking off one of, these misogynistic astrological check marks, right? And I always say Leo South node women have a very, very, very difficult time when it comes to men. In this lifetime, these women are susceptible to lots of heartbreak and heartache as it pertains to their relationships with men, and a lot of it could have started with the father. So instantly, I get that she has daddy issues, and the fact that her son is squaring her Leo South node is giving me very much like either her dad was absent or her dad died prematurely type of tease. Period. So she has daddy issues, which you might find in a lot of women who adopt this struggle love mentality. Okay. And then also it points towards definitely her dealing with lots of infidelity. Like I said, that Scorpio influence, it deals with cheating as well. Scorpio isn't a monogamous sign either, just as much as Leo isn't. So once again, having that Scorpio sun squaring her South node could definitely deal with Snoop Dogg cheating on her. It could even deal with him having them outside babies. Once again, Leo dealing with children. So lots of pain in this lifetime in regards to children. I don't know if she ever lost a child on her own as well, or if she's with somebody who also had like a stillborn or a miscarriage, or somebody then died. But that could be another manifestation of that sun squaring her Leo South node. I wouldn't be surprised if he brought her home a venereal disease with that Scorpio influence. And that's just on period. Now let me see what y'all talking about. And Tiny liked that post too. See? And you right, Cosmic Rat. She was telling the truth. That wasn't no motherfucking jokey joke. She said what she meant, and she meant what she said. You should combine their charts together. I'll do that when I find the functionality for it. Or do like a synastry reading or something like that. Snoop's wife gets on my nerves, but she be staying for that financial security. Well, possibly, because with that Leo actually with Leo South nodes, I feel like that they're very loyal, and that's another thing too. That's her taking pride in being so loyal, this, loyal, that, loyal, this, loyal, that. But you can even look at that square between the sun and that South node as to where that loyalty gets exploited. You see what I'm saying? So I actually think she loves him. I don't think she's materialistic. I think she loves him. Although, I mean, not for nothing, a lot of Leo South nodes can be very like superficial and like, take pride in like, the glitz and glam and whatever the fuck. But you can even look at that as her having a husband who's in the entertainment business. But I do think, because at the end of the day, Leo is governed by the heart, or it deals with the heart. It rules the heart. So like, I think at the end of the day, in her mind, and she's also a Pisces moon. Okay. We don't know exactly to what degree. That could definitely make for somebody who, a woman who, she might be gullible. Also, that Leo South node could deal with her being naive as hell. It just creates a very codependent relationship once again. Snoop Dogg, exactly. He do need to sit his old ass down. He look like his balls are so saggy and wrinkly, and he's so skinny. So like, I can imagine him letting him all up in between my legs and my butt, grinding on top of me. Child, what did somebody say? Trying to cuddle with a skinny nigga feels like laying face down on the porch. You hear me? Like you laying on a pile of remote controls. That shit looks so uncomfortable. Who the fuck is fucking Snoop Dogg? And why? Oh, his sex game trash. You seen the videos? Ugh. Selena does. I can see how she look like transgender. She's waiting on him to die so she can collect it all. A Selena Powell trans. Well, I mean, with her Venus at the 23rd degree of Scorpio, she's naturally set up to collect a lot of either child support, spousal support, and it's squaring her Mars at the 26th degree of Aquarius. I don't know. That could deal with her getting exploited or him exploiting her, or maybe her exploiting. Maybe that could deal with her exploiting him. Actually. That's what I said. Snoop got a sex tape. I'm going to do Keisha Kaur next, y'all. Scorpio women attract all of the zodiac men of all attract all of the men of the zodiac. She was doomed. She was doomed. Her granddaughter died last year. Well, that, yeah. I could see that. Like I said, lots of death, or not death, but I mean, yeah, maybe death, but lots of heartache through children and men with that Leo South Node. Okay, why websites always talking about Scorpios loyal? They only loyal to their obsessions and period. Scorpios are loyal to yeah, they're loyal to their compulsions, I would say. I mean, they're very passionate. They can be very passionate, and so they can be like, you know, the people who went in relationships are all consuming, and you know, they want to create this just like existential bond with their partners, but which is ironic because, you know, if you were to turn around and cheat on a Scorpio, they would never, ever, a lot of Scorpios would never let you live it down. So I don't necessarily think she's okay with it. I just think that she's in a codependent situation. She might bring it back up and throw it in his face when she mad. Let me see. Then she got, that Mercury square Mars. Her Mercury's at the 20th degree of Scorpio, squaring that Mars at the 26th degree of Aquarius. Like I said, maybe she's, because with that Mars in Aquarius, they're gonna create a person who is like, basically, they like convenience. They like convenience. So I take that back. Maybe she might be in it just for what she has, or in it for other reasons. Yeah, but that Leo South Node says it all. Because in this lifetime, she's supposed to, you know, separate herself from that. She's supposed to be okay with being alone, with being independent. But once again, with that with her son squaring her north node, this could just deal where it could be just very difficult for her to do that because of like codependent issues or a very codependent relationship. I wonder if she's ever been in some debt too. I think she might be a fucked up friend too, y'all. I wouldn't want to be friends with her. With some of these placements, it making me a little nervous. If Leo South Node has daddy issues, is that for men too? Yep. That includes men as well. Leos are lower by default, just like Scorpios are. To a certain extent, Scorpio men are hoes. She loves Snoop, typical ride or die. Double loyal, tiny give me booster vibes. She do. She did a little scamming before. Oh yeah, she did. I truly feel like she has. I fucked the skinny 48-year-old. I didn't let him get on top of me. You'll fuck Snoop for one. Well, I mean, yeah, I fuck him for 1 million. I just have to be drunk. Drunk as hell. That's probably why they was doing drugs. Shit. What the fuck do y'all be talking about? People look transgender. You could be a cis woman and look like a straight up man and vice versa. Well, 16, I think a lot of people are referring to the fact that a lot of trans women do have, from a like a beauty aesthetic, there is a look. Like for me, a woman who kind of looks like a trans woman is a woman who is, you know, overdoes it on the makeup. A lot of trans women too, because it's like this theme of like perfectionism. So when you see a woman that is almost too put together, a little bit too cunty, a little bit too fishy, I'm like, oh, you look like a trans woman. Or you got 15-inch long lashes, you got your eyes did up to the gods, you got your makeup, I mean, just be theatrical makeup on. You know, your titties are a perfect circle pushed up to your chin. Like, it's not bad. You're serving me trans tea. The stereotype of what a trans, in reality, we obviously know people of all kinds come in different shapes, sizes, and colors. But yeah. Unless you got a man on the side, you explain the part. Yeah, the ride or die. Yep. Aquarius North Node. I wouldn't say that they shouldn't be committed, but they don't need, like, you're just gonna have to accept that you probably are gonna have to like have a more alternative approach to dating and stuff. Because those are people who should be friends. Like you're supposed to be more of a friend to others in this lifetime than you are, a lover or, you know, a romantic partner. So you're just probably gonna have to take a different approach, and that could include, you know, alternative style relationships, or I don't know, maybe taking an approach to where you're not as emotionally, I hate to say it like that, but like closing yourself off, like being more of an emotionally avoidant person in relationships, because you never know when you gotta dip. You gotta learn to master the art of separation. And that's on period. This is, I don't even see her Snoop being rich in that house. All of her friends probably fuck Snoop. Probably with that Aquarius energy, that Venus square, her Venus at the 23rd degree of Scorpio squaring that Mars at the 26th degree of Aquarius. She probably do got some friends that done fuck Snoop. Absolutely. Or her sun squaring at Aquarius North Node. I find fixed signs tend to love loyalty, but don't care to be loyal themselves. Ooh, now ain't that a word, cosmic brat? I could see that. I fucked the old '90s Snoop with the braid. Now, yeah, he looked better in the '90s when he was younger. He still was a little scrawny something, but he did look better back in the day. I would have to do the sleep with Snoop Dogg. He looked like that. Oh my god, that girl said he looked like an Italian greyhound. Oh, I can't. It hurt. My insides hurt. Like I can't even get that full tract of laughter out of my body, bitch. What the fuck? An Italian greyhound. Trans in America. Go to the Philippines. They look like females. They can't. Okay. So what does that say about all of the men who chase after these trans teased women nowadays? It's a beauty standard. I don't know. That's a good question or like a interesting conversation to have. You know, because literally I find a lot of them, and that's another reason why when you do the charts of like, are you looking, and I guess that could be another live stream for a different day. You know, looking at certain aspects that could point towards trends, and that type of thing. You see that Neptune influence a lot, or Pisces influence, and Neptune literally in Pisces also deals with perfection. So I just find it very interesting that when you have trans women, a lot of them do aim to be like the perfection archetype of what a woman is. Because in reality, yeah, we know women, natural women, a lot of natural women, shit, our titties sag, we looking like this and we looking like that. Bitch, ain't nothing perfect about us. You know, but they kind of aim for that like glamorized, what do you call it, like exaggeration of like the features of a woman. So really big full lips, you know, the white girls, the white sister girls get fillers in their lips, and you know they do the big, like I said, theatrical makeup that's very Neptune, right? All jazzed up and zhuzhed up. um you know, the surgery, and I mean when you look at some of these trans girls, and look, it's no hate and it's no shade, because if I had the money, I, like I said, I'm trying to get me a BBL. So I'm not one of the, because you do have some women who are very insecure, and they're like, oh, well, they trying to be like her. They trying to that. What you trying to say? Women, we not, you trying to be like women. I don't really feel no type of way about it. It's just, I just think it's interesting. Like, they be some badass bitches, dog. A lot of these trans women be some badass bitches. And a lot of these niggas that y'all swear up and down this, and I guess maybe we can have a conversation if a man is straight, if he messes with a trans woman. Um, yeah. If I, okay, you know what? We ain't even, let's, okay. You know what? You know what? That's why they call him Snoop Dogg. Shut up, you don't know us, Cosmo Brad. Wait, huh? What the hell? Asians tend to have round, feminine faces. Yeah, that's true. They are naturally dainty looking. Khloe Kardashian looks trans. I know you don't really care for Lilith, but I think you having a Capricorn Lilith in the fourth house can attract you to dads. Yeah, yeah. Older gentleman, yeah. And get turned on by breast. That's maybe you might got a point. Fourth house influence. Okay. I'm with you there. And prefer boobs when pregnant. Well, I prefer boobs all the time. Um yeah, you got a point there. You want a BBL too? It also makes me not to give too much of my tea away, but Capricorn in the bedroom is very, like I said, it's one of the dirtiest. It can be one of the dirtiest signs because they have this like sense of like a lot of people with Black Moon, Lilith, and Capricorn want to be punished. And that's me. Okay. Punish me, please. Like I like to be dominated. I like that. What do you call it? When you're chained up, tied up, people are causing you pain, like sadist, masochist, one of those. Or they could like to inflict pain on others, but I'm on the other end. Like a lot of Capricorn, either Capricorn Mars individuals or maybe Black Moon Lilith Capricorn people, maybe they like humiliating people or maybe they like being humiliated. I like being humiliated. Humiliate me. Make me ashamed. This is the Fat Albert Boys. He's fat. He's putting it in his ass. He's gay. Huh? What? What's going on? Chinky and Bobby Valentini. Slow down. I just want to get to know you. But don't turn around. Cause that pretty round thing. Cause I really want to suck your ding-a-ling. Slow down. Mars Cancer with the boobs. Or Cancer, 8th house. I asked my friend if he would fuck Nikita Dragon. He said, yeah, but I didn't tell him she was trans. So, you was dead wrong. Why are you wrong like that? Meaning breasts when they have milk since home. Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't like pregnant titties. Even when I be looking at porn, they be having the lactation fetishes and all that shit. I'm straight on that. Shit, I didn't even like my titties when I was pregnant. I'm trans and passing. Men hit on girls all the time. There's so many trans people that live in stealth and no way is gay. Gay men like men. Well, let me say this, baby girl. I feel like if you are under the impression, because even in your case, if you're a passable girl, if you're unclockable, undetectable, of course, like for all intents and purposes, he's looking at a woman. I've never seen a trans like a post-op coochie. I've scoured the internet high and low for post-op coochies. I can't find one, but maybe if you got a post-op coochie and it's getting wet and you poochie coochie Gucci, you know what I'm saying? And even in the bedroom, like I said, for all intents and purposes, he feels like he's dealing with, like he sees a woman, he experiences a woman, like you're a woman. So I get that. So that would not be gay. But a lot of trans women still have their Peter knuckle attached. So my thing is, even on the outside, the outside appearance is like, okay, you're giving girl, you're giving cunt, you're giving woman, you're unclockable. The minute y'all get in the bedroom and your dick bigger than his, or like you swinging, hanging, zanging, laying, you can't deny, or he can't deny. Like he has to acknowledge, like I'm having sex with. I mean, at least from a biological standpoint, a man, which would be at best bisexual. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You do what you do. Or maybe queer. I don't know, however you want to define it. But like having sex and then there's another dick in the equation besides your dick, and then if you're a man, by definition, you're not straight. Y'all get what I'm trying to say? Or does that only make sense in my head? Unique says, oh, hey, baby. Okay, BDSM. Okay, you know what I mean. Dominatrix. You got your Mars and Capricorn, Scorpio. Ooh, Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius is very kinky. That could produce same sex attractions. Now that shit can get real perverted and real, like, I mean, because when you think of like perversions or like sexual deviancies, we automatically think of the worst, which they could, like that Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius. I'm gonna be real, and I've seen that in the charts of a lot of like molesters, or like straight up sexual deviants, pedophiles, whatever. But that does not mean that, oh, that you having Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius means that that's the case for you. You know what I mean? Because perversions could even just include something that just naturally is just not widely acceptable, or something that's just not widely mainstream, or things that maybe other people might find weird. So you could be somebody who gets turned on by a nigga, I don't know, digging in his nose, just, an arbitrary example or something like that. Or, might have like a weird fetish, or a fetish that other people might find to be kinky and weird, and whatever the case may be. North Node Libra at the 29th degree make a cheater. Sure does. Or you could be, I mean, you don't have to be a cheater yourself. You could even just be somebody who attracts relationships where cheating could be a central issue, a main issue. Black Moon Lilith, Scorpio is definitely very kinky. Very similar to Capricorns. They can be like, they can have some of that like pain is pleasure, punishment kind of vibes too. These are people who like butt play. They can love anal. That shit can actually get real dark real quick. Very similar to Aquarius, but these are people who like, have a bottomless pit of sexual appetite. I low key, high key like masculine, bisexual men though. Okay. Like Odell Beckham. Post op coochie. I'm just saying, I wish I knew somebody who had one so I can look at it, because I always wanted to know, because like I want to know what the end result looks like. Like, do they make them look like little coochie lips, or is it just like a little slit? And then I just want, like, I wish somebody was brave enough to show their coochie. Put your pussy lip on live. I give you $1,000. Capricorns and Virgos love being dominated with BDSM. Control freaks in the streets, passive and submissive in the sheets. Come on now. Come on now, she's Lulu. Come on now. My clit ain't big, God bless. Okay, so y'all feel me? It makes sense. I feel like Black Moon Lilith in the seventh house, or that Black Moon Lilith in Libra, is very dependent upon like the input of their partner. So like these are the people whose sexual whims and desires could be molded to shape whatever it is that their partner wants. These could also be like the ultimate seductress, or women who like use sex to like trap men into relationships, and then once they get into a relationship, they probably don't even be fucking like that. Oh, they got the lips and everything. Trans post op is on YouTube. They show the actual coochie. Like, I don't want to see no animated video. I want to see real life. I want to see some coochie. Black Moon, Libra, 12th house. There could be some subconscious like fear or paranoia surrounding sex or something that's uncomfortable about sex. I've also seen that produce pillow princesses or people who like to be catered and kind of spoiled in the bedroom. Or I don't know, with that 12th house influence, you could be like a real big porn watcher too. So like, yeah, you can see trans porn queen. Also, they have transition surgeries on you. But I have seen trans porn. But every single porn I've seen with like trans women, they got their dicks. It depends on where you get your SRS done. Different countries have it incredibly advanced. There's websites specifics to trans post op porn. Really? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me look up something real quick. Hold on, y'all finna have me log on to Pornhub. It's 51 people watching and 31 likes. I need y'all to hit that like button for me though. Before we go to Keisha Kayor, I want to get the same amount of likes as I got people watching, and we can go ahead and do Keisha Kayor's birth chart as well. But in the meantime, let me go look up some porn because I want to see this. So what do y'all say? Type in post op. Okay, so I'm on X videos. You know, reliable. I love me some X videos. And I'm typing in. Okay. Oh, they got the version straight, gay, trans. Okay, trans. Let me do post op. Post op. Ooh, okay, hold on. Oh shit! Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna turn on the sound for y'all. I wish I could show this to y'all. Come on, let me fast forward. They're taking too long. Wait. Wow. Oh my god. It looked like it hurt. It looked like it hurt. Girl, you was not getting turned on by that. Okay, she's sucking dick. I want to see her get fucked. Can he stick it in her coochie? Is that her coochie or is that her ass? Is it her coochie? It looks like she keeps squeezing the dick to try to make it fit. Cause that's the thing about post-op coochie. Like it can't expand. Like the vagina expands. So and she looked like it hurt. Girl. Okay. So thank y'all introduced me to real. Dang. I didn't know that. The surgery videos on YouTube are hella old. You could kind of tell there's not really many updates on techniques. Groovy post op. Okay. What's she watching? Oh, I was watching some trans porn, Jupiter Love. You know, no big deal. I wonder if they're able to lubricate. I would think you would have to lubricate because that shit look. It just and not for nothing. I mean, I guess kind of. Maybe if you drunk, you wouldn't be able to tell that that's like a post op coochie, but like on a regular given day, like a nigga who's aware of life, I would be able to tell the difference. Yeah, I'm glad you could educate me too, baby girl. Can men really feel a difference between a woman who has given birth versus one who hasn't? That's a good question. I was actually very insecure about that. Like, because my daughter was 8 pounds. She was almost a 9 pound baby. She was like 8 pounds, what, 9 ounces. And I had her vaginally. And after that, like, I didn't have sex for maybe I'm gonna say maybe 6 months. But the first time I had sex after I had her, he wouldn't know necessarily like no mandingo big nigga. And so I was feeling like, is it like throwing a hot dog down the highway? Like, what's happening? I think so. My bro says he can. Oh. Black Moon Lilith and Pisces be having foot fetishes and shit. They can also be porn addicts too. New edition, Jay. Um, I'm gotta think. I don't even know them niggas' names. We could go ahead and just eliminate Bobby Brown off top. Him in that crooked ass jaw. Okay, and then I mean, like, who else is left? Like, I like the one who got the big ass teeth. Uh, uh, what's his name? Thank you. Good night, baby girl. Love you. Sleep tight. Yes, I needed stitches, K Monique. I ripped all the way down to my booty hole. And the messed up part is, like, I feel like when they sewed me up, they sewed up like half an inch off of my booty. And to this day, I can't even shit the same, y'all. I kid y'all not. I'm like, and that was the most painful part about childbirth to me. Okay, like, I pushed, okay, it just felt like a lot of pressure. That's fine. But ooh, child, like, when that medicine started wearing off and I started feeling them stitches down my ass and down my little gooch, that little area in between your coochie and your, ooh. God damn. Are you a porn addict? I clocked your T. You love to have your feet rubbed, Diana. Eros and Scorpio, the seventh house. I'm not really sure, Francine, to answer that question. I would have to do some more research on the extended asteroids, because Eros, like, once we get into like all of the excessive asteroids, I don't really, like I said, I don't really use them unless I'm really trying to get into some research, like a whole case study or some shit. I do know it could definitely mirror some of the effects of like Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio, to where like a lot of your forbidden and sexual desires could very much be steeped in a lot of things that maybe most people will find forbidden. So, torture, or I noticed a lot of people with that Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio, or maybe, and this could even also apply to Eros and Scorpio, like where they like to feel like they're getting raped or something. You know what I mean? Not I mean. Gee, I don't want to have kids. Oh, Mike Bivens. Okay, that's my Mike Bivens. Yeah, I think something. He's kind of cute in a weird way though. That nigga look like he another one who look like he'll bite a motherfucking sandwich in one bite. That nigga look like he'll take a bite out of crime right along with the best of them. But I don't know. That's more so Virgo blanks duplicating what you see in porn. Like a lot of people with that, like that Virgo Mars or Black Moon Lilith in Virgo, those are the people that take what they see in porn and want to like apply it in real life. What you trying to look at, Elise? Oh, foot massage. Oh, you don't like feet. Oh, you barely watch Trip. Oh, so what you be watching? What Venus or other placements is consistent in all heterosexual men's chart? That's the thing. Sexuality it exists on a spectrum, Firewater. So I've seen plenty of men who've had certain indicators of sexual flexibility, but they may still very much be heterosexual men. I'm trying to see but like for instance, a man who has his Mars, I don't know, like a Taurus Mars, and that's another thing too, because like even if we're talking like stereotypical, like okay, this could make a man who likes women like this, like a man with his Mars in Taurus, right, or Mars and Leo, or not Leo, not Leo, Mars and Libra or something. Okay, well he likes, he could be a womanizer, or he could like beautiful women, or excuse me, his Venus in Libra or Venus in Taurus. He likes beautiful women, whatever. But he could have, I don't know. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's not heterosexual either. It's just, but I know those Venus, like I said, Venus in Taurus, Venus in Libra could definitely create a man who is like, he can't get enough of like beautiful women. Same thing with Venus in Cancer. So it gets a little tricky. It just depends. I want a straight one. Don't we all? Don't we all? Ew, Mike Bivens. Hi, Kiara. All right. So let me see. All right. So before this video gets too long, I'm gonna go ahead and do Keisha Kaora real quick. So let me look up her information. She was born on January 6th, 1985, even though everybody swears she older than that. I remember when she used to wear all like the little different color lipsticks. She still does. And no offense to all if I got some Jamaicans in the chat, but she don't make y'all look good, because there's already a stereotype that y'all be tacky as fuck and y'all don't know how to dress. And she definitely, she takes that stereotype and she runs with it. Cause she be out here looking like, and the crazy thing is, people always default back to like, oh, well, she got so much money. Girl, she got all that money and don't even know how to dress. Got all that money and she looked like she on the way to a dance hall competition everywhere she go. Her waist size is ridiculous. I feel like she's had work done. I got to go back and look at her chart to see. Because they done had to remove a damn rib or something, bitch. That ain't even normal. Yeah, he probably is committed to her now that he done cheated on her the first half of their relationship. That's why they go into the struggle love pile. Cause she had to take getting cheated on. The nigga was on drugs. You had to see him through while he was big as hell, looking like he was 7 months pregnant on that shit, going to prison, and so on and so forth. Rough sex is the shit. It sure is. But yeah, exactly. Especially when she wear them damn sparkly outfits. Every time I see her in my head, I just be thinking about that episode of Making the Band where, well, it was the Chappelle episode of Making the Band where he redid the little Diddy episode where he was like, Arampantong, Arampanting, Arampant. Bitch out here looking like Arampantong, Arampanting. You look crazy, girl. But go ahead, you got money. Her shape is ugly. Okay, so let me go ahead and share this. Y'all got it. Okay, cool. Y'all see it. So y'all see her chart? Let me know if you see it. Okay, bet. So Keisha Cole, I said Keisha Cole, Keisha Keeler was born January 6, 1985, in Kingston, Jamaica, making her a Capricorn sun. She's also a Cancer moon. So here we have this Cancer element, this Cancer energy once again. Even though Capricorn women are not typically very domesticated women, they're just not. But with her being a Cancer moon, that could definitely and I guess as we go through these, we start to see some of these consistencies from both the male point of view and the woman point of view in the struggle love dynamics. So from a woman's perspective or in a woman's chart, we're definitely seeing the Libra energy consistent with the struggle love. We're definitely seeing the Leo energy too, depending on where it's placed, like the South Node, right? Obviously. But then we're also seeing this Cancer energy becoming a pattern here. Once again, Cancer dealing with domestication, you know, even like the nurturing of a partner, you know, women who are naturally built for that family life and for that ride or die shit, you know. Let's see. And not for nothing, she's also a Scorpio South Node. She has her Saturn conjunct her Scorpio South Node, which gives an incredibly, like, somebody who has an incredibly difficult time separating bonds, because you got to look at that Scorpio influence as bondage too, or like binding someone with something. These women have a very, or these people can have a very difficult time with like separation and detachment. So that could also create very, very codependent situations as well. And it's also squaring, that South Node is squaring her Venus, or her Saturn, at least. That's Saturn at the 25th degree of Scorpio is squaring her Venus at the 2nd degree of Pisces. Yeah. That gives me scam tea though. That, like, even all of this extra shit aside, that gives me scam tea. But it also does reinforce this theme of her being like a hopeless romantic in relationships, and it reiterates this theme of like her being in these very codependent relationships. You can even look at that as her attracting very dysfunctional men, especially with her Venus conjunct her Mars and Pisces. Like these women could be straight up rehabilitation centers for men. And no, it's not, but it makes you prone to illusions of a person, and drug addicts or people. What are you talking about? Are you talking about that Venus conjunct Mars and Pisces? Did she put ruts on him? And she is handling because the internet street says he's a clone. Still at it. That's we be going all night, but it's good night. You see the best in everyone, even if they ain't shit. Yeah, absolutely. Oh Lord. And now you just might need to slide in Blitz DMs and get it over with. But let me see. Going back to Kaor's chart. I don't have enough. I mean, I don't know that Saturn conjunct Scorpio South Node can it. I mean, it can produce some type of occult um roots in the occult or whatnot, but I try to be kind of careful before I make a claim like that. Like she done put straight up roots on a nigga. But I don't know though. I'm like, especially with it squaring that Venus and Pisces, I'm inclined to say yes, but I don't want to jump out the window and make that allegation without seeing another aspect that could possibly support that. Let's see what else she got going on. So I mean, that's another thing too. That Pisces energy could definitely make. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily ride or die material, but it's definitely struggle love. Like, because Pisces does deal with victimization all day long. Then she got her Venus squaring her Chiron at the third degree of Gemini. She is a scammer. And this is reminding me to what I was saying in what I was saying in her what you call it. And you know what's interesting about that? Y'all know what's interesting about that? Chiron deals with things that are artificial, right? Right? Even with her Mars squaring that Mars and Pisces squaring Chiron and Gemini. Chiron deals with things that are artificial. And if Gemini deals with the twin, having her Chiron and Gemini squaring her Mars, which represents the men in her life, like her husband, could that not deal with the clone? Oh shit! Oh my god! The rabbit hole goes so deep. Now I'm questioning some things though, like, like what, like, huh? Yeah, her and Tiny probably be boosting together. Well, yeah, of course that deals with her attracting jailbirds and all that stuff, and addicts. Yes, blanks. It can give you you can experience similar effects to that Pisces Mars with Mars squaring Neptune. That is that's very interesting. That is very interesting. I just think that's a very interesting kind of like coincidence, y'all. And then you got the Mars and Pisces in and of itself dealing with illusions and confusion. This is very interesting. I need a nigga that's gonna swipe the visas. That's what she give me too. She gives me very much city girl. Now, I will say, in her defense, that Venus conjunct Mars and Pisces also deals with her makeup line. But once again, she kind of where things kind of get shifty is the fact that it's squaring this Chiron and Gemini, because that can point towards a person who either has a dual agenda or maybe she's getting her money in some type of illegitimate way, or maybe she using the money for some. I don't know. It's just she gives me like I don't trust the bitch. She married to I have Mars and Pisces and I don't subscribe to struggle love. Does it mean it might manifest in different ways, right? Such as a rich mate. Absolutely. Well, it can manifest in the sense like, because like I said, I don't know if I would necessarily associate that Pisces energy, like Pisces Mars, with struggle love per se. I think I would more so associate it with victimization, which I mean, depending on how you want to look at it, struggle love could be victimization because these could be people who naturally attract men with problems. Or I mean, that Pisces energy does deal with bondage, where you're in bondage, you feel in bondage to a man, in bondage, trapped in a relationship. But it could also even deal with situations where you have a partner who you have to sacrifice a lot for, or a partner who, let's see, maybe you have to, give them you have to do a lot of charity with them, like, they need a lot. This is a nigga who down on his luck and you gotta give him, I gotta reach down in my purse to pay your way and your homeboy's way. And sometimes your husband, well, I said your husband, your cousin's way. You get the drift though. But alternatively, this could also produce a woman who is spoiled, okay, like a spoiled princess. So if you manifest like the positive side of that energy, perhaps you could attract a man of means and a man who can kind of sustain you and keep you living in a certain way. Perhaps. These alignments got my intuition on the trillion. I'm a psychic ass Pisces. I don't know, y'all. I'm just like, she could be a drug lord. She's something. I don't know what the fuck she got going on, but like I said, that shit made me a little nervous. Just a little bit. So so that's that on that. Anything else y'all want to talk about before I go ahead and close out this live? Hey, Gamma. Yep, sex under the influence. Sober sex doesn't really do it for them. Yep, I can see drunk sex tease. Close out the live. I just woke up. You can always watch it back. What would you say about Mars and Pisces in a composite chart? I wouldn't say nothing about it because I need to do some more research on that. Lilith squaring the nodes. It just depends on what sign. Like what else? I would need more information. Nicole, for every young Black Moon Lilith in Cancer, can bring about a lot of like depending on once again if we're talking a man versus a woman and what else is going on in the chart. Because I could even see this produce a man who like has a what you call it, a little fetish to where like maybe he likes like he wants to be a woman type shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he wants titties or he likes dressing up in women's clothing type shit. But also that could also be Black Moon Lilith and Gemini. But nonetheless, an attraction to the feminine, an attraction to, you know, titties, uh, the womb, that define the divine feminine archetype, being really attracted to femininity, or partners who have, or people who enter relationships with this kind of tendency to want to mother their partner subconsciously. Oh, I've also seen Black Moon Lilith in Cancer produce women who are like, what do you call it? Like the Madonna horror complex in women to where, like, if they have children, they'll be horrible mothers because these are women who are too busy fulfilling their own sexuality and like sexual desires. That's a big one. I'm trying to see because I did a reading on, was it Black China or was it Tokyo? One of the two. One of them had Black Moon Lilith and Cancer, and that is something that I do tend to find a lot of times with that Black Moon Lilith and Cancer. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out the live because I got a long day tomorrow, and I can't be up all night. Cancer Mars are not in the one night stands. They have to be emotionally invested. Yeah, but Mars cancers individuals, and once again, gender could play a role because I do tend to find in a woman's chart, like a woman with her Mars and Cancer. Well, for both sexes, this could actually indicate same sex attraction as well. But also for a woman, that Mars and Cancer could play out in um, abusive and a tendency to attract abusive men, emotionally unstable men. It could also play out in a lot of almost always domestic issues with the family, domestic issues with the mother, blah 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 blah. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of this thing. Good night, y'all, and I will holler at you later.